Welcome to the bold analysis. Since the promulgation of 2010 Constitution, the Republic of Kenya is witnessing first attempt of using Article 150 on impeachment against the Deputy President. At exactly 2:30 p.m., Mwengi Butuse went to Parliament and moved a motion against to impeach the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. 291 MPs out of 349, and of course if you remove the two, those who have been taken and the seats that are vacant, there are around 52 MPs that did not support the motion. I have listened to the list and I've seen that list of the 291 members of Parliament that appended their signature to support that motion. And I want to analyze the observation of what I saw in Parliament today. There are 10 names of course from that 58 and both the 291 side, 10 members of Parliament whose decision, or rather whose position on that impeachment is something that of interest, and there are focal points, they're pointers into what awaits Rigathi or what will be the fate of that impeachment. I still hold my stand. I still hold my ground. Having gone through the 39-page document, the grounds of impeaching the Deputy President, we are not setting the best threshold, and it still stands a political process that people just want to appease the president. I want us to look at these 10 members of Parliament. I want to look at these 10 members of Parliament whose the pattern of voting, their pattern of voting of this impeachment is really signaling what exactly is in it. Then after that, we're also going to look at some very contentious factor that both Kimani Chungwa, Junet Mohammed, and Farah Maalim raised, and I'm wondering what is the intention around that. Then we interpret that motion. The first person whose position on it, Ndindi Nyoro, did not sign, did not append his signature on that impeachment document. There are only two probabilities in it. I've seen analysts saying that William Ruto advised him to abstain from that impeachment because in any case, Rigathi is shown the way. He's one of the MPs, he's one of the leaders that has the potential of becoming a deputy president. There is also one factor that probably the movers of the motion realized he had decided to abstain and was not approached, or he has decided to side with the deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua. Either side, history will judge these MPs differently. The absence of Ndindi Nyoro is a big pointer. If Ndindi Nyoro will decide to support Rigathi Gachagua, it's something that the country is going to look into. The other member of Parliament whose decision has also really given me some shockwaves is Sabina Chege. Sabina Chege last week was talking in Spice FM and she said that the impeachment of the deputy president is not a priority for Kenya Kwanza. And she said that Kenya Kwanza that believed in prayers should focus on delivering their mandate to the people, but not really on impeaching the deputy president. I'm taking a focus on Sabina Chege for some other two reasons. One or two reasons. Number one, Sabina Chege was one of the MPs that was started to become the party leader of Jubilee Party. She was one of the weapons that was used against the former President Uhuru Kenyatta. And yesterday, they lost. They lost that case against Jeremiah Kioni and Bonade. And the court reinstated both Jeremiah Kioni and David Murade as the Secretary General and Chairman of the Jubilee Party, respectively. And so Sabina Chege was kicked out. So some quarters have also said that Sabina Chege was actually being used by the likes of Rigathi. So if she was in the side of Rigathi, so if she's also moving that, it means that that Jubilee Party, that breakaway side of Jubilee Party, has sided with the president. Remember, this is about President Ruto and the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. The other member of parliament is Otiende Amolo. Otiende Amolo, the already member of parliament, are amongst the members of parliament, is amongst the leaders or in the committee of experts that wrote the 2010 constitution. So his opinion on this will really matter because it was a question of is among the leaders that is touted as the best legal minds in the country. So a decision by Otiende Amolo to support the motion of impeachment against the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua could actually show that probably as someone who believed, as someone who wrote the 2010 constitution, he's thinking that the grounds of impeachment against the Deputy President are sufficient. Or, better still, it's about the fortunes on table. Because remember, everyone has a price. The other member of parliament is Babu Owino. Babu Owino is eyeing the governorship in Nairobi. Babu Owino is a member of Team Change, which is made up of some young members of parliament across both UDA and ODM who have been taking on government head-on, even after that broad-based even within that broad-based government. Babu Owino has not appended his signature on that impeachment. And that tells you that it's the lobbying of the likes of Gathoni Wamuchomba. Babu Owino's decision to avoid the vote there will be a signal because she's one of the leaders that is endearing himself to the young people, or rather to the Gen Zs. And is coming a politician from Nairobi. And I can tell you, I can tell you without blinking my eye that when this motion will get to Senate, Edwin Sifuna might not support that impeachment. The same grounds with the Babu. So Babu has realized that probably because his constituency are the Gen Z and the young people, he's realized that probably it would antagonize the Gen Zs. And that from there, if Gen Zs decide to support what Babu is doing, what Babu is saying, he's trying to politically align. And it's also an indicator that Gen Zs might politically not support that impeachment. The other person is Junet Mohammed. When you see Junet Mohammed supporting that impeachment motion with all his mind, all his brain, and all his body, then that is the voice of Raila Odinga in that parliament. And those who, when the moment I saw, I had the name of Junet Mohammed being read, remember is the minority leader. He took over that position from Mbadi. That's number one. Number two, he's also one of the leaders that speaks, is the Raila Odinga's mouthpiece in that parliament. After Wandai left, then the other trusted leader from it is is Junet Mohammed. And from Junet Mohammed's signing to support that document, it also shows that probably Raila Odinga is behind it. The other person is Patrick Makau. Patrick Makau is Mavoko member of parliament elected on Wiper. This vote has also attracted my attention because he has supported the Rigathi impeachment. And if Rigathi was depending on Wiper, and I think 2 members are from Wiper, him and someone else, and a member of parliament, there could be 2 or 3 if I'm not wrong, a member of parliament from Wiper has voted to support his impeachment, then it also means that Kalonzo Musyoka access to salvage Rigathi might not be a very strong pillar. So, and I'm wondering, Makau Mkua is the place where there was some demolition. And he really complained about the president, but it's only this deputy president that really took them head on. The other 2 is Nyeri women rep Rahab Mukami, that is Rigathi Gachagwa's women rep, and Duncan Madhenge, probably Nyeri town member of parliament. So these 2, and the one for, there is also the other MP that has also, I think that's not shocking, but I've also seen the name there is Mishiboko, the Mombasa access. So with that, I can tell you that Rigathi Gachagua need to sit down and re-strategize. Because from this, there is something that is being cooked. So just from that list, the ones I've assessed, different axes on what it means. And I can tell you that there is a lot of mobilization that was done behind this. So I want to explain something on what, looking at what has happened, what Rigathi should actually do. Yes, what Rigathi should do. But before that, I made another observation. Kimani Chungwa, Junet Mohammed, Farah Maalim, they're running some narrative there that, you know, it's a character assassination narrative that they're dealing with the black man who can do what. And they're saying the MPs should be protected and the president should be protected. And at the same time, if they feel they're doing the right thing and they are within the confines of the law and everything is right, why are they talking about their security? Are they doing something illegal? They're saying that it's legal.
One very important, most important in this country to raise. Not only do we have to protect the lives of 291 members of parliament who have appended their signature there, we must also protect the system. The IG must protect our president to the hilt. Because you know the kind of a constitution we have. Any reckless thug can decide to change the course of history if, God forbid, anything were to happen to our president. You get my point? And there are people who we have been so worried lately. I get the feeling that they can even have the capacity to plan something like that. Let us make sure this information goes out. Our president must be protected to the hilt until this motion is over. Because if, God forbid, anything were to happen, then we have something much bigger to worry about.
Thank you.
And those guys are...
You're the last on that.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, if you will indulge me, I'll add something on security. But before that is on Standing Order 85, Honorable Speaker. 85-2, which Honorable Speaker would beg, even as you guide members, that members listen, that it shall be out of order to anticipate the debate of a motion of which notice has been given by discussion upon a substantive motion or amendments and all that is said in the standing orders, Honorable Speaker. And I say this, Honorable Speaker, because I know we are in an open and transparent society, and many of us will be invited to media stations to discuss this impeachment motion which notice has been given today. Just to caution members that it will be completely out of order to discuss the substance of the motion in media stations before debate, as is contained in our standing orders. So when we're invited to media stations, maybe we be guarded in what we discuss, so that we do not go into the substance of the motion until we are done with debate. After debate, Honorable Speaker, we are all at liberty to discuss, and that includes, Honorable Speaker, both those who have appended their signatures, like myself.
So why are they suspicious? It means they're also suspicious that the public are not with them. And that is why, because why would the 291 MPs need security? Against the deputy president or against their constituents? Remember, something happened in this country. During the Gen Z protest, MPs were lynched. And something is really happening around this. Now, just listen to these speeches. So that tells you that people, the way they're speaking like they're suspicious about what exactly is happening. There are some few things I am seeing from the way MPs have appended their signatures. There's some 5 factors I'm seeing. The members of parliament who supported, and there are members of parliament who supported the bill, who supported, or rather, let me start here. Regarding Gachagua impeachment, I think someone successfully linked Rigathi with what happened during the Gen Z protest, and some MPs bought it. And there's some few things that were used. In fact, MPs were just whipped emotionally. I want to tell you this. MPs faced a trough. Some MPs faced a trough in their constituencies, and even the ones from Mount Kenya, and those who voted yes. There was Embu, some county government office banned. Kikuyu, there was a CDF office banned. Kimani Kuria, residence was banned in Molo. There was another MP from Western and all that. And then there was that one member of parliament, Kiombide, the junior member of parliament, who said in a church service with the Rigathi Gachagua that MPs were bribed to pass that bill. So someone might have whipped these MPs and told them that, look here, the person that is inciting parliament against you, and in fact, what was sold to Mount Kenya MPs, you know, Mount Kenya MPs are impeaching Rigathi because they are saying, if we don't impeach him now, he will bury us in 2027. With the kind of the voting pattern I've seen, the William Ruto's handlers, and William Ruto, not handlers, William Ruto himself, might have told these MPs that if you're not careful, Rigathi Gachagua is a force that will sweep all of you. Maybe. It is not a threat to Mount Kenya. Someone has told them that with the brand of politics that Rigathi is doing, and Rigathi might become bigger and form a political party that might sweep all of you. The MPs seem to be voting against Rigathi because of something there. The other second observation about that I've made about it is that broad-based deal between Ruto and Raila. We were told that broad-based deal was hatched, it was done, so that we'll salvage William Ruto. Remember that narrative that we want to save William Ruto from dark powers who wanted to remove him from power. And number 2, we wanted peace in this country and all that. And the other thing is about Raila Odinga's AUC bid. The broad-based, one of the secret thing in the broad-based government is William Ruto just wanted a way, and probably just this. The William Ruto just wanted a way to impeach the deputy president. Because Raila Odinga is one of the 3 leaders that have been used, is one of the leaders that have been used to impeach Rigathi. But then let me tell you, there are only 3 people that can support, that can stop Rigathi impeachment. As we speak now. Now it is only Rigathi himself. I don't know to what magic, he has different fronts. If he finds a way of paying everyone. Or the president, William Ruto, who can call the MPs to order. Or Raila Odinga, who can withdraw the ODM MPs. Just those 3. Those are 3. That is the only 3 way, as we speak in this level, where that impeachment is. I am saying, and I may be shocked, I may not be shocked that even these meetings of Ruto with, I remember someone called me sometime, that was last week, told me that the time Raila and Rigathi met during the Ramaphosa inauguration in South Africa, Rigathi tried to talk to Raila to help because impeachment was coming, but Raila said if they have to leave over all of them or something. But this trip, the new balance between Raila and Ruto is not on that AUC. It's on this Rigathi. And William Ruto wants Rigathi out. If he succeeds, or at some point I will tell you. Yeah, you're still putting up pieces. I will tell you why that is going on. The other observation you can make here is President Ruto made personal effort to keep in peace. And Barack Muluka is saying it here. That's not even me.
Then get out of that space, and having gotten out of that space, put on all the robustness that it requires. And it's within that context, for example, that I'm completely persuaded that Mr. Rigathi Gachagua, the deputy president, is not himself genuine. I'll tell you that I disagree with a lot of things around this impeachment of his. I'm aware that His Excellency, the President himself, has been whipping the MPs to sign the impeachment motion as late as last night and the wee hours of this morning, where we were in touch with members of Parliament who are being coerced to sign the impeachment motion. I find that completely against the principles of good governance in the Constitution that President Ruto purports to have an affinity with. But that said and done, I think there are lots of downswings around DP Gachagua. There is unhappiness. There's a critical mass. People are not seeing what they were promised. Instead, they are seeing a state that is predatory, a state that is extractive, a state that is acquisitive, a state that is self-serving, and a state that becomes increasingly draconian. I have been in this country for close to 70 years. I got here before President Ruto and before his deputy Rigathi Gachagua and before Musalia Mudavadi and all those other people there.
They found you here.
I speak with the authority of an elder. And when an elder speaks, he's allowed even to speak ex cathedra. I have not seen a government that has behaved the way the present government behaves.
No way.
A government, Eric, that sends people.
Barack Muluka is saying that William Ruto made that personal effort to whip MPs. Number 3, Ruto has a plan and he hatched a scheme or an attempt to unite the country, to make Rigathi Gachagua be an enemy of the whole country. Though that probably the country can unite because Rigathi Gachagua is being impeached. Even today, and I can tell you, here in Nairobi, I was some few minutes. I was talking to somebody about a guy and akaniambia yeye Rigathi akitolewa ataenda sijui kuchinja mbuzi yapi. Then I'm asking him why. Huyu jamaa aende apange sasa mlima. Now, in some areas that seemed to have been the thing. I promise you, and I want to try that during this impeachment. I want to have some road trip in Mount Kenya. I can visit Murang'a. Then after Murang'a, I can even go to Nyeri. I want to go to Kirinyaga. Kutus. I want to hear what the people are saying. Even if it's possible, I can go to Meru. I don't know. But I'll try. So what I think is also going on is someone wants to unite the region against the and that is why they have to whip everyone across the board. And Mount Kenya is trying their level best to make Rigathi Gachagua not a Mulema thing. The impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua is a political process, and it's a political decision that President Ruto has made. Now, looking at this, what should actually Rigathi do? What should Rigathi do? Number 1, William Ruto is committed to remove Rigathi as the deputy president. As the deputy president. If you ask me now, he still doesn't know which tool is where. He has to fight it on and see how it goes in Senate. Because one thing is happening here, ni pesa imetumika. And they cannot say that Rigathi can have enough money to bribe MPs more than what the president can bribe them. Yes. What the president can bribe them. Now, I also believe I've seen a claim of 22 companies that Rigathi Gachagua had been running. I know even William Ruto and other MPs have more, but that doesn't mean that now he's innocent. I think also of essence is Rigathi must put best defense to defend himself before Parliament. He's really tried to endear himself to the population. He's tried to explain himself before the media, but the media and the masses are not going to help. The deputy president, if he is to survive, he must put best foot forward. He must explain to the country that all this, because the charges we had seen are very flimsy. But there have been all those manner of, I've seen a PDF of wanasema claim na picha, and this and that. They've made all those accusations. And lastly, there are three things Rigathi must do in that impeachment. He must try his level best to drag William Ruto in the mud. When you are blamed about this, try to drag many other government officials and other cronies. If there is anyone who you know, or even the president, that is involved in some of this, that has a hand or helped. For example, there is that issue of a decision of a land road construction that was supposed to be Malindi Kilifi Highway, that was rerouted. It was rerouted, and now it was constructed towards an hotel. Probably it's that Vipingo. The deputy president should be able to show the country if Murkomen also was involved, because akichafua, the more he can drag all the other, because this Kenya Kwanza piece, even this Kenya Kwanza leaders know that they are smart, not that they are clean. No one is clean there. If you can drag quite many of them in that impeachment, it will water down, because one thing the country is saying, Rigathi is bad, but all of them should go. So after Rigathi, who next? But when he will be able to bring others in the mud, the MPs may treat the mood. And even if he survives in Parliament, he can survive in Senate. Thank you.